Talk Nerdy to Me, the show presents Comic Book Vidcast number 93. And it's going to be the week of the 7th for comics of August.
Yes, I'm Pablo Gunner.
The ambassador here.
And we are at Age of Comics recording here behind his desk and everything, with all the figurines and collectibles and stuff,
And the epic comics behind us.
Yes, the very expensive back and bagged comics, kind of like what we do,
Yeah.
So, because we're talking Nerd to Me, and our system is buy, skim, pass. Our best book of the week is back and bag. That's our thing, so don't steal it. So we'll also be covering our cover, panel, spread, and back and bag of this week for the week of
the 7th.
The 7th. All right, cool. Let's jump into this. I'm going to show everybody my cover of the week, which is Iron Man number 14 right there. And it's just hilarious and fun and cool because it's a giant demonic robot, tearing at his armor, ripping off his face mask, and he looks terrified. And it has his nice penciled mustache and his beautiful blue eyes, It's just one of those books that gets your attention. You're like, oh, hey, I know what's going to happen in this. At some point, this guy's going to tear his face mask off.
Yeah, kind of like my cover. It was Swamp Thing number 23. But pretty much the cover kind of explains what's going to happen, but not exactly. It's a little over the top, but that's what covers are supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
It just looked really cool.
So, and let's see, my panel of the week was from Green Arrow number 23. And it's that one there. I mean, it takes up half the page, so it's kind of cheating because it's almost a spread, but it doesn't take up the whole page. And it's just awesome because it's just, Andrea Sorrentino just doing what she does. I love, when the colors are a good part of that too, which I don't think she does the colors, but
no, she doesn't. But without the good art to begin with, the colors can't really work with anything.
Yeah, it was just really awesome, how they did that.
Yeah, my panel of the week was in Daredevil Dark Knights. It's this middle panel right here where this is kind of just like summing up who Daredevil is in 2 pages. And it's really cool because you see young Matt Murdock jumping, then you see his old yellow and red suit, and then the red suit that we all know and love today.
So, my spread of the week is from Swamp Thing number 23, and this is exactly what the ambassador is talking about, where it changes. Look at that, a monstrous Krakoa-looking Swamp Thing. That was so. He has a waterfall coming down him, out of his. It would have been funny if it came out of his armpit, like you're like, oh, he's perspiring, but no, it's actually like off his shoulder. It
would have been funnier if it looked like he was peeing, but they can't really do that.
It's going down his leg, Or if it was going down his back and he could be like, no sweat off my back,
My spread was the Green Arrow opening page. There's just a lot going on, but of course, Andrea Sorrentino really nails it with the characters, and it kind of just shows you what this book kind of sets the tone for the whole book and what it's going to be about, while at the same time giving you a good awe at the beginnings.
All right, cool. Now let's cover our back and bag of the week. I'll go first with Cable and X-Force number 12 right here. Cover's not that impressive. It was okay. But the story is awesome. I mean, something that we keep on talking about is LaRocca is just very consistent. I mean, there hasn't been a bad-looking issue,
No. The only times it's ever been questionable is with the writing, but the writing hasn't even been bad. It's one of those where it's like you don't know where it's going, but then you realize what the big picture is, and you're like, oh, okay, hopeless, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. I'm sorry for doubting you.
Right. Though, I mean, the writing's awesome because there's multiple parts that were just so awesome. I mean, there's 2 things that happen here, and one's emotional, and then the other one's just story, and they both just came together. We had Colossus and Domino, and he finally puts his foot down and is like, you know what, we're a couple now, and that's that. Okay, I mean, because they argue the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's kind of arguing with him throughout the whole thing. They're talking the whole time, and she's like, "Oh no, it's not gonna work out. We're always going through stuff. It's gonna be too stressful." And he's like, "You know what? We're together. That's that. Deal with it." You know.
Pretty much, and it was funny because the issue before it was Boom and her talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't really want to talk about it. Boom was forcing it on her, but same thing pretty much. It's like,
but now Colossus is forcing it on her, and not in an inappropriate way. I mean, like not, you know.
Well, he did lay one on her, a kiss.
Oh yeah, of course, nothing inappropriate. But the other part was, you know, we see why Cable is getting these visions. We see why it needs to be happening and why they're doing this. Because all this time they've been going on these random missions, and you're like, I don't understand the point of this. But, you know, like, of course, after a certain point, I'd stop caring because it was just so enjoyable to read the characters, and it was cool. And now we know why he's getting these visions, for what reason, why they're doing these missions, and that's what really sent it home for me, you know. So.
Yeah, and it was good. He even had a good Cable on Havoc moment in the book as well.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just this book is really good at covering a team. Like most books, I kind of feel they neglect team members or just have someone in the background. This one, even like the minor characters like Forge and Dr. Nemesis still get a pretty good amount of time. That's pretty good, but now it's time to see what the real back and bag of the week is. We got movement number 4 here. Another great team book. And this one's cool because you got this little team right here doing their whole little movement thing, and you're starting to wonder, are they really making that much of a difference? I mean, they are in this city, but is it really, are people really caring everywhere else?
Right.
And then you finally see that it does make a difference because pretty much it's happening all over the world, and pretty much the police station's getting attacked by citizens upset with the way they're doing things. But the coolest part was he had all these flashbacks talking about each character and more of who they are. And then on top of that, it's really great to see the conversation between the chief police and these characters.
Yeah.
And at the end, because you really think just the chief, you kind of think he's a good guy, but at the same time you think he's not, type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's good to see the characters go, some of the people part of the movement go, you know what? They give him a shot even though he really doesn't deserve it, and say, please clean up your house.
Yeah.
It was really good. And it's really weird. I actually like that rat guy. He's pretty cool. The guy who commands the rats. He seemed kind of weird at first.
A lot of them are really weird.
Yeah. But my favorite's the former police officer. She's my favorite.
Yeah,
so
she's
far.
really hardcore.
Yeah, she's just brutal. Pretty much. Even when she's getting interrogated, she seems kind of intimidating.
All right, cool, awesome. Is that all you have to say, Ambassador?
Of course.
I don't want to, encroach on your territory.
Nah, you aren't encroaching. You're just pretty much proving which one was the better back and bag of the week.
Well, I think we should let people decide who has the best of everything, What do you think's better? Do you think, Krakoa-looking, monstrous Swamp Thing is better than, Daredevil, or you sing young Daredevil leap, in his, in his yellow suit, and then modern suit, or let's see, what's my panel, with the guy getting shot, in the face,
or the Green Arrow intro spread.
Oh yeah, or the green. Yeah, that was your spread. Yeah, your spread was with the crazy designs and stuff like that. Or and same thing with covers.
Yeah.
Who had the better cover? Was mine, which looks hilarious and awesome, and grabs your attention, or yours, you
Yeah.
know, which was boring, for the
No,
most
it was
part.
awesome.
You know.
Yeah, everyone wants to see Constantine getting abused
Yeah,
because no one
by
likes.
flowers of all things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool seeing him get attacked by flowers
By flowers. Yeah.
because no
That's
one
really
likes
hardcore.
Constantine.
Yeah, that's really hardcore. So, you know, and who has the better back and bag? Because, you know,
Obviously, come on, movement.
you know, Colossus, you know, it's Colossus is getting his due now, you know, finally. So make sure you check out all the social media stuff, you know, comment, you know, whatever, say whatever you want to say to us. You know, we're not afraid.
Actually, he's a little bit, but don't worry, I'll make a man up.
You're hilarious. 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 So, you know, check out our, you know, YouTube, of course, which you watching, you know, but subscribe to us, you know, subscribe to Talk Nerdy to Me, the show, one word, you know, and then, you know, check out our Facebook, you know, which is facebook.com/TNTM the show, you know, our Twitter, which we never update, you know, which is @TN2ME, you know, I only update it when I'm boring. I mean, when I'm really bored. We need a person that just does the Twitter. Like, somebody should volunteer to just do our Twitter for us. All you have to do is retweet stuff with the hashtag #TalkNerdyToMe. That's all I do is just retweet stuff usually, you know. But so we need somebody to do that, you know. But, you know, and if you want to join us, you know, anytime you want to join us with the comic book podcast or comic book vidcast, you know, or you want to join us for anything at all, you know, just email us at talknerdytometheshow at yahoo.com.
Yahoo, yeah.
Keep those eyes hungry for comics.
Comics.